Once in a time long past, a prophet was chosen by the divine to lead his people toward the path of righteousness. Like those before him, this prophet was given the responsibility of delivering a sacred message. His mission was clear: to recite the words of truth and guide his people towards salvation. Yet as the prophet stood before the crowd reciting the divine message, something subtle but dangerous occurred. Unbeknownst to the people, Satan, the eternal deceiver, sought to corrupt the message. Every time a prophet or messenger spoke, Satan attempted to sow seeds of confusion and discord, and this time was no different. As the prophet delivered the sacred words, Satan threw in whispers of falsehood and distortion, hoping to mislead the hearts of the listeners. "And we did not send before you any messenger or prophet, except that when he spoke or recited," Satan threw into it. It was a test, a trial permitted by the divine himself. Satan's deception was allowed, but not for the destruction of the faithful. Instead, it was to reveal the truth about the hearts of those who listened. Among the people, there were those whose hearts were pure, seeking the truth with sincerity. But there were others, those with illness in their hearts, and those hardened by pride and arrogance. So he may make what Satan throws in a trial for those within whose hearts is disease and those hard of heart. They eagerly clung to the distortions, using them as an excuse to doubt and reject the prophet's words. The darkness in their hearts prevented them from seeing the truth, even when it stood before them so clearly. And so, as the prophet continued his mission, the divide among the people grew. The wrongdoers, those who refused to submit to the truth, became ever more entrenched in their rebellion. And indeed, the wrongdoers are in extreme dissension. They argued, debated, and sowed further discord among themselves, always looking for reasons to reject the message rather than humbly accepting the guidance of the divine. Yet, the prophet, aware of this test, stood firm. He knew that the divine had wisdom in allowing such trials to take place. For those who truly sought the truth, no deception could sway them. Their hearts, open and pure, would recognize the divine message despite Satan's interference. But for those whose hearts were diseased, whose arrogance blinded them, these trials would only expose their inner corruption. Thus, this story of the prophet became a lesson for all who would follow. It reminded the faithful that even when a messenger or prophet recited the words of truth, Satan would try to interfere, but it also showed that these attempts were merely a test, a trial to distinguish between those who earnestly sought the light and those who were determined to remain in darkness.